Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome. Hi, Austin. Hello, everybody on the Wisdom app and other apps, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and my Facebook group and Twitter. Yeah, today, see, we're going to cap that what we talked about last week on simple 7 ways that we could do daily without taking medication, therapy, anything like that. Just simply observing our mental status, our behavior, you could really have more like a stress free day. I will recap them, the 7 that we discussed each day. The first one was living in the present, second one was taking deep breaths or making a habit of deep breathing, and third one is not reacting but responding to things, and the fourth one is spending some time in the morning, in the evening, in silence. So cultivating mental silence. That can be done. And fifth one is be kind to people or somebody. And sixth one is count our blessings, which we all know. Grateful to what we have. And the seventh one is be positive. See, most of these things are a mental state like thing, and maybe the breathing is also related to the rapid thinking going down when you take deep breaths. So, what happens if when you do all these things on a daily basis is what I wanted to report here, or you know, daily show you the experience that I had. What does the inner glow mean? It is not that you have an aura that is very bright. That's not like that. But how do you feel? You feel more rested, more serene, and more having a anxious, not anxious, but more like a lack of anxiety, lack of depression, and more like ebbing up in joy. That happens internally and it comes out, and you learn to take things very easily, you let them go very easily if something should happen, and also you kind of enjoy the company of most of the people, and also they enjoy your company too. Someone to say something that is very different for them, they will be able to uh, feel that you are accepting them, and that's why they will be happy to express themselves. So all those things really coming from how you feel inner, and that is the inner glow I'm talking about. No negativity, and there's positivity and acceptance of everything easily, and letting go things very easily, and enjoying state of joyfulness, blissfulness. So that's what I want to talk about, because many of the ancient rishis and munis and yogis and all those people, they have reported on this. They said if you really understand who you are, and if you can maintain like a transcendence of your ego and thought or personality, then you will end up in that space where it is naturally peaceful, naturally, conscious in the moment, and naturally blissful. See, that's they called Chit Anand. Sat means being here or now, and conscious, obviously conscious not in thought but in consciousness, being aware, and Anand is the bliss. So these three together, there's only one thing, and that is the inner glow I'm talking about. See, it's not about other people seeing it, but more like in your smile, in your way you make things easier, or something people can really feel breathing and feel relaxed in your calm presence. And also, if there's something really bothering them, they come to you. Automatically, they feel that they can be silent and they can be calm in the midst of havoc going on in their life. Okay, those kind of things are pretty possible because I experience in the presence of people who are like that in their interior. One word that they described was keep your interior clean, then nothing will touch you. Clean means clean of any ill will, clean of any kind of hatred or anger or anything like this. So keep your interior clean. Don't be judgmental. Don't. They can behave. Then you don't react, but you respond to it with understanding. That knowing only that much, right? So it's not like we are looking over them, like we are the superior knowledgeable people. No, it's like accepting the being as yourself. That is the all are together, interconnected. We are all in one energy, right? And that kind of acceptance, this is called in ancient philosophy, both may ekta. In our understanding of who we are as the energy, as the consciousness, ekta means oneness, oneness in all, so that kind of thing is not put together by thought, rather going beyond thought. So all the things that we were talking about, like being in the present, involves that you should be stepping out of the thought stream and into the presence here, right? And you take the deep breath, you will be brought to the very quickly. And when you don't react but you respond, that means you are not having any ill will, any anger, any hatred within you, and that is the cleanliness I'm talking about. So that statement really resonated with me. I think it was J. Krishnamurti who said, "If you keep your interior clean, nothing will touch you." You know, to be clean is to not to remove things as they're happening, but to understand and go beyond what that kind of reactions of pent up feelings, so that kind of not able to leave things or hold on to prejudices and all that. That is not being clean internally. So once you go through that process, understand why you do that, what is your training made you do that, then you transcend that by understanding. That is the cleanliness we're talking about. So it's not wiping out just like that, even though you're feeling one way. It's not like you are presenting to that's what happens, right? People have a smile, they greet you, but then inside they may be not be that happy to see you. That happens all the time, right? So keep your interior clean, then nothing will touch you, and then you'll be able to have this experience of this inner peace, inner serenity, inner kind of loving feeling, acceptance feeling, inner kind of having uh, association with others, like you're all interconnected with everybody. Then you sleep better and your chemistry will be better, and then you get up with a much more inner glow. See, the trick is understanding how the thought works, how the thought can make these things stay in your subconscious, and how thought can bring them out. But if you make aware is your front and the thought is the back, then you will be more observing the thoughts and then those thoughts in their track and not allowing them to accumulate. So it's like a movement to movement awareness. That's the one we want to. That is, be in the present, feel here and now, and see. Don't bring in all the junk from the past, all the junk from the future, that kind of thing. So having the inner glow means having that inner serenity, tranquility, and bliss that you can when you are like that day after day. So what they did was they made the external life. I'm talking about the ancients. What they said was your purpose is to turn inward and discover who you are as a human being. Okay, that is the conscious being. they're talking about, not the mind, not the thoughts, the personality, not the ego, not the body, but body and mind are instruments of that inner nature. So once you turn inward and establish yourself in there, then you won't have to create anything. That's where moment to moment you let go as the things are happening, and then you go to the next by giving complete attention to that. See, that's a very important thing to understand, because the inner being, consciousness, and bliss is really given a lot of ways to reach that. But then doing it, you may not be able to do, but by really understanding and experiencing that within you, you get it. Okay, so make some time for some people. It might be no big deal for other people. That's okay, but they are all supposed to be on a journey of their own. Some may be in the kindergarten, some may be in the high school, some may be in the college in this lifetime. So you just live the life as it is coming to you with this cleanliness I talked about. Okay, there were ways that they described to realize who you are. It takes years and years of practice, because they said you have to be qualified to be that, and then you have to be simple outwardly and innerly very high, rich thinking. And then once you realize that, that is called realization. You have to have self knowledge, and that takes years for people to, or it may not even happen in this lifetime. It may take several lifetimes. And after that, if you really want to be a liberated soul in this life, and that takes much more for that. Okay, you got to really be completely sincere and strict about this inner life. Okay, so that's a too big a topic probably, so I don't want to here. But just understand, the inner glow is not like a somebody else's light. It's your own light that is burning and that is bringing the brightness. That is the one that tells us that excuse me. Let me take a sip of water. So my throat is one of the beauty things I discovered was when you really don't have this massive attraction to things outside of you, then the outside life becomes simple. Then that gives you, first of all, time, energy, and also the austerity that is required to go inward, right? When you practice all those things I talked about, the seven things, each day will be stress free. It is not accumulating. But then you just focus on that and then see what is that blocking you from doing all that. And then you learn from your own experience. And then the inner light that's already there is kind of covered by our ego or personality. So you just work on transcending the ego. What does it mean? You just have to let go what you think you are, what you think your thought construct is. That is by also understanding and experience. And once the covering is gone from your inner light, that naturally comes out. So you don't have to develop this or achieve it or become it. You just have to realize that you are having that, and then covering it up with your own conditioning, with your own personality, ego, and all that. So once you transcend that, then the cover is gone. Then this is called luminous. Okay, Swayambhu. It shines by itself. That comes through, and it is not something that you can put in the words. It is something you can experience, and then you can describe them maybe, but other people will not be able to catch it just because they got some word of it or description of it or somebody else's experience. It has to be your own experience. There were some great sentences in ancient India. One of them there was Tattvamasi, same thing as Aham Brahmasmi. It seems all sages who go to the school to become a sannyasi, he gets this, and then they thought they have to repeat that so many times. No, they went and asked the headmaster or somebody and asked them how many times you have to repeat this. He said, it is not for repetition, it is for realization. Okay, but there are mantras which are for repetition, because by their repetition, by their focusing on one, and you kind of calm your mind, but you don't realize that you are that energy behind the mind. Okay, so anyway, these are pretty uh, important and need to be considered by uh, focusing the thought and focusing the understanding, and really not being engaged in the life otherwise. You may have engaged, so consume a little and have the external things, commitments and all that, as simple as possible, and then find the time, find the energy to go into deeper into yourself, and then you can unearth the okay. So that is the important topic that we consider today. So anybody has any questions, you can come up. So I know most of the people want to spend time with the things and with their job, their otherwise commitments they got, and they don't have time for these kind of things. I know, but then I'm just feel I'm expressing here. So anybody has questions, they can always reach out to me. Okay. So with that, I will end here today, and then I will come back again tomorrow. Tomorrow, actually, morning time, we will have a good discussion on the satsang, where good people are in the truth seeking people are. We're going to we're going to associate ourselves with each other at 7 o'clock Central Time in the morning, and there these kind of discussions much deeper. Okay, so I will see you all there if you are interested to come. Otherwise, I will see you again in the evening. Thank you.